Are you a replicant?
No.
You gotta tell me if you're a replicant.
No, I'm not.
Are you really? You're not a replicant?
No.
You sure you're not a replicant?
No, I'm positive. I've been to the moons of Jupiter. I saw Tears in the Rain. I'm pretty good.
Replicant!
Hey guys, welcome to another Under the Lid, and this is our Free League edition. Now, if you know one thing about us, we adore Free League. You guys are awesome, and as much as I do love a lot of other RPG publishers, Free League is it's our tops. It's easily our tops. I love these guys.
They're awesome.
You guys make top-notch stuff. Every game is its own unique beast, and it's a great interview. Actually, we just did a PAX U. And forgive me, I can't remember what day it was on, but you'll find it below. You can put a link above that explains their philosophy. And they make games that they would want to play themselves as gamers. And I think that really is the biggest thing that shows through. Like, these aren't just it's not just a labor of love, because a lot of RPGs they write and do stuff, but it isn't just that. It's coming in from a gamer's perspective. Like, literally they write and make it, and it's like then they go and, like, you could tell they just bust it out and play it after the fact. And I fell in love with them from Alien, and I've never looked back since. So I was super ecstatic to see that they'd made a Blade Runner game. And I'm a big fan of the original Blade Runner. It was a great movie. For those that haven't seen it, just go and watch it now. It's probably one of Ridley Scott's best next to Alien.
We'll
Huh?
We'll
wait.
Pause this,
Yeah,
we'll
pause
wait.
this. Just go watch it and come back and watch the director's cut. That's the best version of it. But for those that don't know about it, it's set in a future dystopian, future world where we've been traveling across the galaxies. And of course, they have, as anything, they have robots or clones of us that do things. They basically just do stuff for us. But of course, these robots don't want to cooperate, and some go off the farm. So they hire, or they have detectives who basically hunt them down because they look and smell exactly like people. They're like the modern versions of Cylons from Galactica. So they have people hunt him down because, why do they hunt him down again? Because they just don't like him, or because they murdered people? Usually because they murder. Because they're dangerous,
Yeah.
They murder people.
They're a little psychopathic.
Yeah, usually. So they have people hunt him down, and Harrison Ford was like one of the first ones to go and hunt him down and everything. And one of the cops basically hunts him down, or they're called Blade Runners in this case. I don't know, why did they ever establish why they're called Blade Runners? Why are the cops? Because it sounded cool. Yeah, there was no real reason. They weren't just called cops, android cops, but they called them Blade Runners. So anyway, I was ecstatic when they had this out, because I'm like, how is this going to work? Now, it's kind of a weird concept, because it's like, how could you do? I guess you could do like cases, kind of, but how would it work in an RPG setting? Well, talking with them, I got such an awesome vibe, because they basically made Detective, the board game, kind of in an RPG. Now, if you haven't played Detective board game, it's by Portal. Amazing game, one of my top probably 10 games, top 20 games of all time. It's unlike anything else, because it's a real world detective game, but you have limited time, and the more time you take, the less chance you're gonna have to figure it out. And they took that mechanic kind of and made it into an RPG as well. So you have your classic RPG mechanics and abilities and trademark, skills and everything else that you can get in an RPG, but they added a detective flair mechanic to it, where you have limited time and limited, because you only have so much time to solve a case, right? Yeah. Otherwise it becomes a cold case, killer gets away, you go insane, turn into a replicant yourself. Who knows?
You just totally put that thing out here and didn't explain what that was.
This is, yes, I did. I got a little excited here. So this is their first part of their Blade Runner game. Obviously, the DM screen. It looks gorgeous, but it does have all of your handy-dandy, as most DM screens do, stats and abilities and checks, things that you could check for when you play the game. Your quick sheet, as it were, for us board gaming people. And as always, they do a gorgeous job. The art is freaking amazing in this game, and I am super excited to run a case and have you guys hunt down some people with glowing umbrellas that turn out to be replicants, because that always happens. Plus, don't they wear like see-through plastic coats too? Isn't that a thing in the future?
A couple of them. That's the style.
Yeah, that is a
Style
style.
of the day.
Yeah. So this looks awesome. I like it. I like it a lot.
And that's the DM screen.
And that's just the DM screen. Yes, we got the full package here. We're going to give you the full package deal. So we got our starter set. I'll start with the starter set. And thanks again, guys, from Free League. We love you guys. You guys grace us with your goodness so much. I can't even put into words how ecstatic we are every time we open up one of your games. I don't think anybody else really does this. They don't really open RPG books, right? Because there's a lot there, but sometimes you want to see what's in it. You want to know what you're getting for your buck, and you will never not get a bang for your buck out of any Free League thing, because they're just, like I said, they go to the nines. So these are your dice. Now the cool thing about this game is that these are all like, you literally only need this many dice. Unlike other RPGs, and I recall him telling me about this, is that you actually just upgrade your dice as you go along. You don't need like 15 dice. You're not going to roll 10 d6s or whatever, anything like this. You're literally just upgrading your dice from one to the next. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So you're going from a 6.
As your skills get higher, you roll a higher die.
Yeah. And you don't need 20 dice though. So literally you go from one dice to the next to the next. So this is for 2 players, I guess. So you need like a set of 4 dice. Not that you can't get these in other flavors, but each player basically gets a set of these 4 dice. And you're literally just rolling, if I recall correctly, the 1 dice to do your skills, and you just upgrade it as you go along. So you don't need, which I like, because, and that's the thing about Free League I like, they kind of introduce new ways to do games instead of doing a 5e or just, well, I mean, I think they do a 5e stuff as well, which is cool. Some of the stuff, I mean, if you want 5e, if you want crunchy, it's there. But sometimes they make games like this where you just have an interesting mechanic and they simplify things or do different ways to do things that work just as well. Alien, I was a huge fan of. This is a D6 system, but the mechanics in that are glorious. So let me open some of these cards here. And let's see what we're looking at. I'm sure there'll be many replicants in here. Question is Daryl Hannah in here?
Let's hope so.
For those not born in the 80s, Daryl Hannah was a popular actress for a hot minute, alongside Tom Hanks, who no one ever heard from him again, right? I'm pretty sure nobody.
Yeah, I
never heard of that guy. But Daryl Hannah was popular. She did a mermaid movie called Splash, and she was a replicant in Blade Runner. What happened to her anyway?
I don't know.
You could Google it. If you guys want to put in the comments.
Oh, she was in.
Where's Daryl Hannah today?
Too. That was a really good one.
Oh yeah. There was a bunch of good ones. She was a very popular 80s actress. So feeling kind of old today. If you know where Daryl Hannah is, try not to Google too much, but maybe find out where she is. She's still alive, right?
I hope so.
Oh, I'm feeling real old. All these people are dropping here. So we're gonna take a look at some of these cards. So you have aerial, chase, obstacle. So one of the things in Blade Runner, of course, is you have flying cars, because we're gonna have flying cars someday. Right.
I hope so. We're supposed to have them already.
Yeah. So you have an aerial chase, ground chase, obstacle, because the cars would literally just fold up or fly up. They had like anti-grav drives or whatever. Foot chase, obstacle. So the cool thing is they give you different cards and things to play during the game. So you'll have initiative numbers. So like what they do is everybody will have an initiative, of course, and you'll have like initiative number cards that you hand out. Makes it super easy. So you're like, hey, I'm initiative 1 and you're initiative 2. So instead of having to write down on a piece of paper, you give a visual clue so nobody has to keep asking. You know what I mean? You have mugshots of characters. You have Leia, Lilith, Styles, all these different characters over here. Coco, that's a cool name. Doc Badger. I remember that guy. He was in the first movie, wasn't he? Harry? So you have your different characters in it, which is pretty awesome. And those are just different mugshots. So you're going to be solving cases in the future, of course. I like that a lot. That looks very cool. And then we have our books. So with the base set, you have you have the rules. You have Electric Dreams, which is a reference to the book that the movies are based off of. So Philip K. Dick is a very popular sci-fi author. Actually, I think he's coming back, aren't they? They're doing a bunch more stuff with Philip K. Dick lately. Isn't The Peripheral, I think, based off of one of his things?
I think so.
I've been loving that show, actually. So he's a very, very prolific, awesome sci-fi author. And check out his work. But this is based off a book called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? So I thought that was kind of cute, Electric Dreams. So that's the first case file. This book, I'm just going to put this down. This does not work well with us. So we have our rules here, our rules book. Oh, I love this style already. So it's done very kind of future techy. I love the water color kind of style art. And it goes through combat and chases and stress.
The artwork on this is amazing.
Oh yeah, no, it is absolutely amazing. And just the different tech things. This is very familiar. This is very similar to, not super, but to the Alien books as well. Like you kind of have that kind of future-y, techy, kind of watercolory looking vibe. Just awesome stuff. Promotion of humanity, main characters. So this is your first case file. So they give you a case file to start out with, and it'll explain to you how you read it in the beginning and everything, and they have a prelude and the characters and what they do. And what I think I really love what they do in their games is they have like a one-shot thing. So if you don't want to set up like a long standing campaign, they'll set up like a movie night almost. And usually it's one night, maybe two, where they have one kind of campaign thing. And we did one, if you guys remember, I did one for the Aliens one, and it was awesome. I laminated maps for the ships, and each character got a character file, and just, I mean, I decked everything out, gave everybody badges and stuff. It was super awesome. And you could really kind of get people into a game where, for adults like us that have no time whatsoever and have a million games, where you can do like a one-shot or two-shot and get all the flavor you want in a game without, you know, spending a year playing it.
Oh, we might not want to show this. Remember, there are spoilers in this.
Oh, is there spoilers in this?
Yeah, we didn't look through this in the interview. Okay. It was heavy spoilers.
Okay, I'm just going to show this. So like you got an ad in here. Look at that. So the cool thing is they also give you things that get you into the RPG feel, kind of get in that atmosphere. And just little crap like this is just, I don't even want to call it crap, it's just amazing.
I mean, that's amazing.
That's amazing. Just like an ad, you know, you get. And it's part of the...
It's a clue.
It's a clue, but it just, like, it'd be something like, it just looks cool. It's just like a future ad piece of paper. So just very, very cool. But yeah, I won't get too much into this because this is directly linked to the case. So when we run this case, because you bet your hiney I'm going to be running this case. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have to shoot that.
We're going to have to shoot that.
A cool game.
And here is more stuff for the thing. Now, the other thing they do too is for, especially the pre stuff, is they give you pre-done character sheets. Makes it easier for people to jump into the game and play. You got your characters and you get a case file and everything. And look how they did. They don't have to go the distance. They don't have to put like the fingerprints in there, but they do, and it makes it look authentic. And everybody has like case notes so you can keep track of stuff. And then you have your different vehicles and your different maps. A Hollywood sign, Kill magazine, just like the apartments and areas you go investigate. And then you have your bigger maps where you have central Los Angeles and stuff like that, which I'm going to open this sucker on up. And this is, guys, this is just in a starter set, man. The amount of stuff you get is insane.
Oh, the bang for your buck on their starter set.
And this is not a cheap map either. Like, I mean, I know it's a folding map, but it's a thick laminated map. It just looks good. I mean, dude, look at this. This is just crazy. Different areas to put your different cards and stuff like that. Because this also has some game mechanics in it. So you're going to be going around because you got limited time to solve this replicant case.
I almost want to frame that, put it on the wall.
You kind of need to play with it, buddy. Kind of need to play with it.
After we're done.
And then last but not least, we got a core rules book, which is a more in-depth book. So not that isn't in-depth, but this adds just more already to that layer of doing a long-term campaign, because you can do a long-term campaign, obviously. And so this is how you need this book to kind of get into it a little bit more. And I think we actually have one we might be giving away at some point, don't we? Maybe. We might. If you guys are watching, pay attention, because we might be giving away one of these core rule books. We
put some comments in the comment section. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure out something on how to give this away. We're working on it, but we ended up, I mean, we buy all the Free League stuff anyway, and we have extra copies of this, so play your cards right.
They were generous enough to give us an extra copy.
Yeah, so definitely put some comments in if you're interested in maybe perhaps getting on board with that. So yeah, I don't even know, like, there's so much stuff in here, I can't even begin. But they are, I mean, they break down all the equipment, gear, everything else. Like a lot of RPG books do, but I love their style. Look at that; even gives a nice picture.
So good.
It just looks great. So guys, listen, I can't go on enough about Free League stuff. You should support these guys every chance you get, because these guys are amazing. All of their RPGs, and I mean all of them, are amazing. And in fact, I think they just got The Walking Dead, as a matter of fact, license. They had an ad for it, and you could watch our reviews. I even mentioned it. But they have the Walking Dead license, and that's going to be the probably best Walking Dead RPG you will ever play. So trust me, Free League, top of the line RPG publisher. Check them out. Every one of their games. If you like the theme, if you like the concept, just buy it. You will not be disappointed, guys. Thanks for joining me again for Under the Lid. Thank you. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. I could be a replicant. Thanks again for joining me for another Under the Lid, guys. And again, check these guys out. You will not be disappointed. And, maybe if you're a replicant, you might want to just, be careful who you talk to, because, you never know when a Blade Runner could be hunting. A cop, right?
Not the Blade Runner.
Oh, Blade Runner. Okay.
That's even cooler than cop.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining me for another Under the Lid. Take care of yourselves, and don't forget to Replicant on. Replicant on? I mean, game on.